Yo, random video review, Tom Fiddzy here, and I am talking about The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, Chapter 13, The Jedi. And well, I don't really know where to begin because this chapter was already hype before it had even come out, and then the episode itself was very, very hype for multiple reasons. Let's start off with the reason why it was hype, and the reason why it was hype because this was going to be the Ashoka Tano episode, and it is the Ashoka Tano episode. I was going into this though, I was like, okay, it's going to be the Ashoka Tano episode, but you know, it's going to be, she turns up right at the end. It's going to be him like looking around, kind of looking for her, going somewhere, and then right at the end, maybe you'll see her in like the last 15 minutes. No, straight away at the beginning, you see her, Ashoka Tano, and she looks awesome. Now, I will say that I was also like a little bit worried, concerned about the fact that they recast Ashoka Tano for live action. Now, Rosario Dawson is awesome, and I was really happy that they picked her, but I was just a little bit disappointed that it wasn't going to be Ashley Eckstein because I really wanted it to be her, even if it was in live action. So then when it wasn't, I was like, oh man, I don't know how I feel about that. Is it going to be Ahsoka? But I could say that it does feel like Ahsoka. The second you hear her voice, you're like, it's Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson did it really, really well. Ashley Eckstein can be very proud that the character is now in amazing hands. You can like the voice, you can definitely hear the voice. The mannerisms and everything was all there. The only kind of thing I would say that was a little bit weird was that her tentacle things, I don't know what you call them, her head things, her horns, they looked a little bit smaller than maybe what we had seen in Rebels. So I'm guessing that was just like a design choice for the show. Better to like maybe keep them a little bit smaller so that they're not like these big things like flapping around when she's moving and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure it was just a design choice. It kind of makes me go, kind of, where is it in the timeline? We get a little bit of that at the end, like hints as towards where it is in the timeline. So I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, I can say Ahsoka looks awesome. Like the outfit and everything about her looked really, really cool. I will say though, I was a little bit disappointed at the fact that it just kind of felt like this was an Ahsoka episode and not an introduction of Ahsoka into the show. And you'll get what I mean as I talk about this more later on. So let's go back to the beginning. We see Ahsoka, and one thing that people were speculating about is the fact that they introduced the Dark Troopers recently. It was like, oh, well, they're going to introduce the Dark Troopers so that Ahsoka can come in the show and she can cut down the robots that are the Dark Troopers and then, you know, kind of keep that like family friendly. It's Ahsoka. Ahsoka doesn't kill anyone. No, straight away, the first thing you see is she's cutting down guys left and right. It's a little bit like, are they guys? Because they got like robot voices like, she's over there. And then like the masks and they all kind of look the same anyway. And then you do see two robots as well, so it was a little bit like, oh, were they all just robots then? But then the Mandalorian later on confirms that there's only two droids. So yes, Ahsoka has been cutting down people, and it's left ambiguous at the end as to whether or not she actually kills the magistrate. She probably did. So this is not your Sunday morning cartoon Ahsoka. This is live action Ahsoka. This is dark and gritty Ahsoka, and it was really cool. It was great to see slight little changes in her character over the years. You know, a little bit more hard. Definitely not Jedi. I mean, the Jedi philosophy is in there, but not your prequel era Jedis that we are so used to. So that was really cool. That was really interesting. Oops, I hit the record button. Right, let's carry on with this. So Ahsoka, I was saying that it wasn't quite sure as to when it was set, but at the end we get confirmation that she is still looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is quite a big hint that she probably hasn't found Ezra yet. Is still not sure if it was set before or after that scene with Sabine, with, you know, Ahsoka going off to look for them. I'm assuming probably before that moment. So that's quite interesting. It was really annoying when she was like, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? It was like, oh, big name drop. And then the swipe comes down. Literally the worst swipe in Star Wars. I hated that swipe. I hated the fact that we didn't find out. I'm guessing that is a plot point later on or for something else. Because having Ahsoka come into it, and this is what I kind of said in the Bo-Katan stuff as well, it was a little bit worrying that The Mandalorian is just going to become like Rebels final season, you know, and they're just going to finish off the plot points. But as we saw with Bo-Katan, it is carrying on those plot points, but it's not taking over the Mandalorian's main plot point. At the end of this, the Mandalorian goes off on a brand new mission. to Tython as well, which was another big name drop, very hype. I guess this proves like the Ilum theories. There were some theories that we were going to see Ilum, so I guess that kind of disproves that as well. We are going to Tython, and that's very hype. Ahsoka, unfortunately, isn't going to be training Baby Yoda, who isn't called Baby Yoda anymore, isn't called the child. The Baby Yoda has a name, and its name is Grogu. For some reason, I heard it, and I was like, that's a silly name. Grogu, like that sounds dumb, but then the more it got said, the more Grogu, the more baby Yoda, Grogu was like, huh? Every single time I was like, okay, Grogu, it fits, it's cute, it's kind of like Gizmo, you know, it really fits actually, that name. I mean, still Baby Yoda in my heart, but Grogu is actually a really nice name. So we got a name for the child, Grogu. Merchandise can now be named up properly, not just called the child anymore. So that's really cool. Grogu, little baby Grogu. I really liked it, and I'm sure quite a lot of fans are going to pick up on this when Ahsoka was talking about Grogu, and we got backstory as well. Grogu was in the Jedi Temple being trained, and she mentions Master Yoda, and Grogu goes, huh? Like, Daddy! Like, I'm not confirming that is what's happening, but it was really cool. So it does kind of confirm that Grogu, Baby Yoda, does actually know Daddy Yoda. So I'm really hyped. Hopefully that one day we will see that flashback. Who took Grogu out of the temple? Lots to speculate on there. Doubt it was Yoda, because Yoda had already gone out of there with Bail Organa. So somebody else. We do know that some other Jedi did survive. But we don't know where they all were. Let's have Oppo, maybe. Oppo, Coleman, one of them. Get them to take him out. Or did Grogu? That's a Pokemon. Grogu. Did Grogu already fall into the hands of the dark side then? Which would mean Palpatine, maybe. I don't know. Did it fall into the underworld? Can't wait to find that out as well. And can't wait to find out what happens when they go to Tython. And they put Grogu on the little stand, and Grogu can call out to the other Jedi. Of course, that means that also some of the bad guys are going to also be listening, but it is kind of cool. Maybe even like, maybe even Palpatine. There's going to be even more Palpatine speculation. Palpatine listening on Exegol. But who is going to answer the call of Grogu? Is it going to be Ezra? Could that link us back into Ahsoka and Ezra mission, or could it be somebody else? Could it be another Jedi that has survived? We know maybe Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker hadn't given up at this time, so maybe Luke Skywalker. That will be really, really hype. Maybe somebody else that we know survived. Quinlan Voss. That will be really cool. That will be a great one to bring back. Or someone brand new. Very exciting. I'm going to lean maybe Ezra or Luke Skywalker. Yeah, or imagine if Snoke turns up. Oh, that would be so cool. Imagine if Snoke turned up. That will obviously be Palpatine stuff as well. So lots of really cool hype stuff there with the new Grogu stuff as well. Just generally lots of cool, exciting stuff. But I am annoyed the fact that we didn't find out about Grand Admiral Thrawn. When are we going to get that information? When are we going to see that? When are we going to see Ezra? That wipe, the worst wipe there's ever been in Star Wars, that wipe. I was like, no! But what else to talk about? Let's talk about the episode overall. I was a little bit upset that the hired gun, the guy with the shotgun got killed, because he was kind of a cool character. Would have been cool for him to like escape and then maybe come back another point in the future. It's hinted maybe that the magistrate got killed. I mean, it was just like a backwater planet. It was kind of a cool planet. Definitely giving me like a Western vibes of go in, save the town from like a corrupt person. So that was really cool. I like the fact that they put in stuff to make the Star Wars universe feel alive, even though it's completely unnecessary, like the dinosaur things walking around in the background. And it was great to see the smelter droid, the 8D8 light droid. Like, you didn't need to put that in, but they put it in, and that was really, really cool, because it just adds to that Star Wars nostalgia for a lot of us, and just makes it really feel like it's part of the Star Wars universe. The planet itself was kind of cool, but it wasn't great. I did like the difference between the outside streets and the inside bit where the magistrate was. The episode overall was pretty cool. The fight at the end, the fact that Beskar is lightsaber proof, that was like, whoa, big moment. I wonder how that's going to go down in the Star Wars community. But that was really cool, and that final fight was really cool. I do feel like, though, the episode, while it was hype, there was some good stuff, Typhon, Grogu, Grookey, not Grookey, that's a Pokemon. Grogu. I'm going to totally nickname my Grookey Grogu. Grogu. All of that stuff, seeing Ahsoka again, all of that stuff was super hype, but I feel like the episode overall was, for the most part, just okay, and kind of felt a little bit standalone because of the fact that Ahsoka just felt like a character of the day, just like, hey, it's Ahsoka, bye Ahsoka, we're going off on a new mission now. So that was a little bit disappointing. It just felt like Bo-Katan dipped in the show, then dipped out. Ahsoka dipped in the show and then dipped out. Obviously, them stories can continue elsewhere. Maybe another live action series on Disney Plus. Don't know. Bo-Katan series, Ahsoka series. There were rumours of an Ahsoka series. They've got Rosario Dawson on board now, so why not? But yeah, it just kind of felt like it was dipping in, dipping out, testing the water or something. So that was a little bit annoying. Then, so the episode overall was just like, really? It kind of felt pointless because they talk to Ahsoka, then Ahsoka just sends them on another mission. I would say that so far this series, it's just kind of felt like The Mandalorian, and a friend did point me out this. Kind of feels like it's just The Mandalorian just going from mission to mission to mission. It doesn't feel like The Mandalorian has had like a chance to rest. Just sit down, Mandalorian. It feels like the whole thing, the whole second series has taken place in like a week, and he's literally gone, I need this information, talk to a person, go on a mission. I need this information, talk to a person, go on a mission. Like, it just feels like he's just gone like, wham, bam, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then now this is where he is with no like rest or anything in between. Very much feels like a computer game task, like on Elder Scrolls or Skyrim or something. Very like scripted, very linear. You go from one place, you help someone, they give you information, you go to the next place. So yeah, chill out. Have a holiday episode next. Just you and Grogu chilling in a hot spring. And then kill some apex predator, Mandalorian style. But no, really cool. Are we going to go Tython next week? I'm sure we're probably going to get a little sidetrack episode before that. I mean, maybe there's a tracker. So yeah, I feel like Tython could be second to last episode. And then not only does the other Jedi here, but then also the Empire, the people tracking him, they also hear, and in come the Dark Troopers and everything. So that'll be really cool. Maybe even the Bendu, you know, what we don't know. It's assumed that the Bendu died, but there could be other Bendu users out there. Maybe that come back. Oh, also speaking of stuff like that, did you notice that where Ahsoka was in the tree? Another thing that they didn't have to put in, but they did. There was a what they called the owl thing. You just see it turn around. The corvids, are they called? Are they called corvids? I forget. It's just slipped out of my mind. But yeah, you see the owl. You see Ahsoka's owl. That was really cool. I don't think we really heard the screak. I think it just kind of sounded like an owl. But that was a nice, really good touch. A lot of good touches overall in this episode. I feel like I've talked for way too long. But yeah, I'd say this episode overall, it was hype. It was good, but overall was probably just I would rank it like purple Luke tier. So yeah, it was good, but it wasn't as hype as I thought it was, but there was hyped stuff within it to keep me excited. Plus, we got the name confirmed, Grogu.